Welcome, Irish fans, to Notre Dame Stadium and another edition of Notre Dame Football Countdown 2015, presented by St. Joseph Health System. I'm Jack Nolan. He's Jack Collinsworth, and behind us, that is the Fighting Irish football team wrapping up their fourth Friday practice of August. Yes, it has been a long August, as you would expect. I know Nick Martin told me yesterday this is the toughest week of the year for the team. Yeah. Getting to work every day. You're really grinding right now. It's your third full week of camp, but the coaches knew that. They backed off a little bit this week in terms of the length of practices, let the guys get their legs back. But a lot of work was done as well. Today, for example, a lot of game situations here in the stadium.
Yeah, we did see that. Usually go 24 periods during practice, and now they've kind of backed down to about 18 or so periods, giving guys a chance to get their legs about them. But they're in Notre Dame Stadium. You know, there's no way to really prepare for this atmosphere other than coming here. We heard them play "Here Come the Irish." You know, you get a little bit of the beat drop, the song that they're going to play during opening kickoff. Get the guys used to that, especially some of the younger guys. You know, this is there's only one atmosphere like it, and it's a good thing that they got a chance to get in here and get a nice little feel for it.
And of course, a lot of decisions made this week, both on the depth chart and in terms of leadership. And under that category, 5 captains named this week. Only the third time in Notre Dame history that the Notre Dame football team will have 5 captains. And we're going to lead it off with one of the great stories in college football. A young man who came here as a preferred walk-on, Joe Schmidt, became a leader on the defense. Now he's a captain. He was literally speechless when I talked with him after practice yesterday.
Yeah, we heard him called by Jaylon Smith the Joe Namath of this team, and I don't think there's any better way to put it than that. I mean, what he does, you really don't get the sense of it until you come out here and you watch him practice. I mean, he never stops talking, putting guys in position. He is always saying something, always doing something during practice. And not only is he always in the perfect position, he always makes sure other guys are as well.
Jaylon Smith, of course, the man Coach Kelly calls by far the best player on the Notre Dame defense, and his leadership skills are starting to come up to the level of his playing skills. He also named a captain this week.
Yeah, I think all the other guys, you know, senior guys, very developed leaders. Jaylon's still a guy that's, you know, learning how to lead, I would say. Obviously, such a dominant player as Jaylon, and you heard Coach Kelly say that as soon as he named him captain. I mean, he even put him a level above Kavari and some of those other guys, which is crazy to even think about, isn't it? But Jaylon's still developing, stands right next to Joe, and you got to think that's going to be good as he comes up.
And something that's starting to happen with a little bit of frequency here, repeat captains. I like this idea. You learn how to be a leader throughout your first year as captain. Well, if you're good at it, why not do it again? Sheldon Day, defensive lineman, one of the repeat captains on this team.
Yeah, Sheldon I've been so impressed with ever since springtime. And ever since he decided to come back, he just he just feels like he has something to prove. He comes into practice every day, he's fighting dudes and pushing and just doing everything he can to raise the level of intensity in all these practices, and it's really kind of showed up. He's kind of taken over this defensive line room now under Coach Keith Gilmore, and we heard Coach Kelly kind of single him out in that aspect during yesterday's press conference as well.
One of my favorite personalities on this team, Matthias Farley, now in his 5th year here. A guy who's unselfish, been up and down the depth chart, but always a strong voice and a playmaker, and he's been rewarded with a captaincy as well.
Sometimes I think we forget that he was a starter, you know, back on the national championship team a couple of years ago. And then he comes and has a tough go and gets taken out of the lineup, never says anything negative in any aspect, in any direction with this team, battles his way back into the lineup, and any opportunity he gets, he just seems to make the most of. Does Matthias Farley, you know, a soccer player in high school, credits his brother with turning him over to football, and boy, has that worked out for him here.
Nickelback backup safety plays on every special team. Now, you may have noticed we haven't mentioned an offensive player yet. Well, there is one offensive captain, another repeat captain, Nick Martin. Now, he and Zach, the only brothers to be 2-time captains in the history of the Notre Dame football program, and a guy who is well prepared to be the offensive captain of this team.
Yeah, I got the chance to congratulate Nick on being a captain last night, and he's just so humble with it. You know, just immediately when I wanted to talk to him about it, he just tried to change the subject onto something else. Nick is just all about the team. I mean, everything he can do is to help this team win and to help guys get better at what they do. Nick Martin is as good of a guy as you're going to find out here.
We're also going to have another edition of great plays from this practice, but as we wrap up this edition of Notre Dame Football Countdown 2015, we want to show you one that really impressed us today by the young freshman tight end Alize Jones.
I think we're going to see a lot of these tight ends this year, aren't we? I think it's one position where, you know, every guy might even have an opportunity to see the field, but Alize does so many cool things, and you got to see a cool example of it today, going over the head, one-handed catch. Might be able to see that on Saturdays this season.
The excitement is building here at Notre Dame Stadium for the opener a week from tomorrow. Keep logging on to Watch ND every day. We got lots of great stuff in store for you. He's Jack Collinsworth. I'm Jack Nolan. Watch ND.